Good evening and welcome to this Friday night edition of Michaelantonio Live. And I had to come on because I wanted to let you guys know I haven't been on very often in the past few months, actually. I've been under attack by the media, by social media, and I'm not by any means saying that I'm the only one that has been dealing with this. Many of us are under attack and have been discriminated against severely by this machine, the government, and the partnership they have with the social media tech giants. And they're killing us. And for me, it is specifically Twitter, and of course Facebook has been doing some things too, but it's been a real challenge. Just in the last week, Facebook essentially restricted my access to my account. They will not allow me to post certain things on there. They're actually costing me money. I would, I sell things on Facebook Marketplace, and I can't even answer on Messenger. I cannot answer the people who are asking about my product. I can't get in touch with them. They're actually affecting my ability to earn money. That's what these social media groups and companies are doing to us. And they don't care. They want to crush us. It is a war, folks. I don't care what anybody's saying. This is a war. This is what they're trying to do. So when people tell me, and believe me, I know you're hearing this too. People have told me that I should not act as they act. In other words, we shouldn't engage in what, their version of cancel culture. Trying to get people fired for having a disagreement with their worldview. You know what? I look at it, I'm done. I don't care anymore. We have to give them a taste of their own medicine. Remember, legally so, but we have to give them a taste of their own medicine. We have to let them know that if you're going to play that game, we can play that game too. But remember, the difference is we have the truth on our side. That's the major difference. They don't possess the truth. They lie to get what they want. As you have seen in the recent past, once again, every time Donald Trump, when he was president, was saying that all these things were happening, and they would try to tell us to shut up about it, or they would ban our pages or destroy us. If we did not, if we mentioned anything that he was, accusing the government of, or the social media giants of, they would shut us down. Well, every single one of these things, it's trickling in because, of course, we don't have the media helping us get the truth out. They're lying and protecting a particular group of people. So, but it's trickling out. I mean, there's no way for them to stop it. They can't. It's a torrent. So that they're doing the best they can. They have their finger in the dike, so to speak, and eventually that dike is going to break. It's going to crack wide open. And you're going to see a torrent, a flood of truth like you've never seen before. We have to wait for it. But I don't want to babble on about that. Before I go any further, guys, please, of course, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube and to my Odyssey. Everywhere you see this, subscribe to what I'm doing. Also, as you can see in front of you is my website. Up at the top, there's a little sign-up form to get my daily emails with all the news you'll ever need. My website essentially has an aggregated collection of news stories for the day from different news sources, most of which are conservative. So that's a good idea for you to get your news from those news sources, because every other news source, apparently, they don't like to tell the truth. They don't really like that. That's, I guess it's against their religion or something. But so, yeah, go ahead and sign up for that. Don't hesitate to do so. I'm telling you, we need to surround ourselves with the truth and truth tellers, people who want to get the real news out. And my website provides that from different sources. So it's good to get the truth from even different sources, because sometimes even people who want to tell the truth don't always get the true story. So when you get it from different sources, you can put that all together and sometimes come up with a better idea of what is going on. So please sign up. At the top, you can see it there, sign up, and you can just put your email address there and hit subscribe, and daily you will get news in your inbox, news that you can use. And there's a lot of other neat stuff on my website as well. As you can see, I do have a shop. I don't really promote it too much, but I do have something there. I have other opportunities for you. And I'm going to be making another video very soon about cryptocurrency. And again, I'm not an expert, but I'm going to tell you my experience so far in the crypto world. I've been in it a couple of years now. And I got to tell you, it is volatile, but it's fascinating. And I really like it. But that's for another day. What I wanted to talk about today specifically is my experience with Twitter in the past few months. I've been permanently suspended according to them. And so if you go to my Twitter, which is right here, as you can see, it's at the bottom. You can read it. Your account is suspended. That's what it says. Your account is suspended and is not permitted to perform this action. So literally when I go on there, now I do get stories from it. It's funny how Twitter still allows me to see different posts, but, not too many. And if I go to a particular page, like for instance, I'll go on I'll go on Dino Babers, the head coach of Syracuse football. Now, again, they allow for me to see his news stories or whoever else, which is okay, I guess, but I'm not allowed to comment on Twitter or nothing else. It's very strange. And look at this. They even took away, when I go to my actual profile, they took away my main masthead image. I don't have a masthead image now. They took it away from me. So it's amazing what they've been able to do. And I can tell you, I tried to actually show you here, as far as tweets, I can't see the tweet that they mentioned to me, basically the reason why they suspended me. Now, if you read the tweet, any person with a degree of experience in life and intelligence, they understand what the tweet means. It really is not a tweet that is designed to essentially promote violence, and that's what they tried to tell me. And so I'll just give you, in a nutshell, I will tell you what they told me. In fact, I'm going to show you in my email. I will show you what they wrote to me. And I'm going to have to, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go find it because I got rid of it. So what I'm going to have to do is put Twitter in here because, let me see what they come up with here. It's really funny. This is really funny. I like it. Let's see. Where is it? This one right here. Maybe it's this one. No, it wasn't that one. It was this one, I think. So let's go to here. This is what they told me. I wrote to them several times saying, look, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the United States Navy. I served my country proudly, and I protected the lives of all those Twitter people, those Twitter idiots there that are controlling that page, that site. I protected their lives, and this is how I'm repaid. And so this is what they wrote to me. Your account has been suspended and will not be restored because it was found to be violating the Twitter terms of service, which, by the way, changes every day. Specifically, the Twitter rules against participating in targeted abuse. Now, I did not participate in targeted abuse. And listen to this one. In order to ensure that people feel safe expressing diverse opinions and beliefs on our platform, we do not tolerate abusive behavior. This includes inciting other people to engage in the targeted harassment of someone, which, again, I never did that. What I said essentially was that I believe, now this is what I believe in, I believe that we can, if we do it properly through legal channels, we can go and arrest a tyrant, a governor, or a leader of any one of the government entities, whether it be federal, state, or local. We can go and have them arrested for violating our constitutional rights. That's what I said. Now, and what's funny is I did not even target a specific politician. I didn't say, let's go do this. Let's go after Gavin Newsom. Let's get him. Or let's go get Governor Whitmer. I never said any of those things. And I would not say any of those things. I was just expressing, again, this is how they say, an opinion. See? Diverse opinions. Well, apparently my opinion was a little too diverse for them. In other words, what they really mean is when they say, in order to ensure that our leftist agenda is protected from any other opinions that would hurt our feelings and make us feel like crying, we have to shut you off. And so remember, I was a member in good standing on Twitter for over a decade. More than a decade. And again, I'm a veteran. Veterans, I do believe in special privilege for certain groups. But it's groups not based on some immutable characteristic that you were born with, but based on your behavior and your performance. If you are a veteran If you have served in the armed forces, you deserve special privilege. And that means you deserve the privilege of an audience with a Twitter official for clarification of any tweet that you make. If they don't like what you're saying, you should be able to talk to them. Somebody should be able to call you from Twitter and ask you, what did you mean by that? I want clarification. I got no such respect. I got nothing. I think they really should do that for everyone, really. It should be afforded to everyone. But especially to a veteran. Especially to someone who has protected this country. And there are many of us out there. And by the way, I applaud all of you. I applaud those especially those that have given their lives to get us to the point we are at right now in this country. The freedoms that we actually used to have until the left wing took over here. But it's just, guys, I again, I don't know exactly what to say about it, but to say I've asked for an actual meeting, over the phone, obviously, or if Twitter has a local branch office here in Florida, I would love to go meet with them and talk to them about it. I told them I want an audience. I deserve that. Nope, that's the form letter that they gave me. Look, your account has been suspended and will not be restored. In other words, there is no, and again, this may not have come from someone high up. This was probably a form letter sent by one of the underlings, these little minions that are probably 19 years old, never experienced anything in life, and certainly wouldn't put on a uniform. They certainly would not put on a uniform and go protect other Americans from the enemies, foreign and domestic. They wouldn't do it. Why? Because they're chickens. They're afraid to do it. They wouldn't dare. And besides, they hate this country so much, why would they anyway? They wouldn't do it. So, like I said, and if this is the way Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, if Jack Dorsey doesn't have the courage to tell his people to respect our men and women in uniform and those who have served and are veterans, and I don't know what else to say about Jack. He's not a very good leader. He's a terrible, terrible leader. And once again, I'm going to say my little plug for my website. If you search through my website, you'll see several different cool little things. Again, I have a different ads here for if you want to click on my Odyssey. I have an Odyssey ad where you can go straight to my Odyssey site and subscribe there also for all the videos you can get there. And, of course, you can give you an opportunity to win some Bitcoin. I really do believe that cryptocurrency is going to become, the currency of the future. I mean, if you look around, you see the dollar dropping in value because, the inflation rates are going out of control based on the new government and what they're trying to do. Spend money like drunken sailors. And, of course, we know what Ronald Reagan said about that. That's an insult to drunken sailors. It truly is. So, and you can also go to my other YouTube videos that I have posted on my website as well. And yes, there's even an opportunity to donate if you so choose. But, I really want to know, I want people to tell me their stories too in the comments, wherever you see this video. Tell me your stories about what has happened to you. What has, this social media done to you to restrict your freedoms, to put pressure on you to shut up. That's what they want us to do, is shut up. Now, here's what happened. Twitter tried to get me to shut up and say things they just don't want me to say anything, really, if it has any political underpinnings. And so, because I would not, and again, nothing I said incited any violence, but what they want to do is they'll just shut me up. They're like, this guy's not going to listen, so we're just going to send him home. We're going to send him out. We're going to shut him up. The problem is that's going to bite them in the tail end. Ultimately, that's going to bite them hard because you don't get away with that stuff. You do not get away with that, ultimately, because America is seeing what they're doing now. They are so outrageously crazy. These people are insane. They are literally in our own government, they're telling us that we can't call a woman who is pregnant, or any person who's pregnant, you can't call them, what are they trying to call them now? You can't call them a mother. You have to call them like a birth giver or something. It's some weird term. I mean, I couldn't even believe, it was amazing to me. It was amazing to me. These people, and I gotta say something about this whole thing where people are telling you that you're misgendering or you're telling you don't call them. Here's my question. There are many people, conservatives, and of course many conservatives are religious. They're either Christians or Jewish or even Islamic. The point is, these people have sacredly held views that are protected by the Constitution. In the First Amendment, religion is protected. So if someone says, well, I want to identify as a man, even though I was a female, but now I'm a man now. I want to be a man. You know what? If that offends my religious views, if that violates my religious views, then I am to be protected from that. They can call themselves whatever they want to, but they can't force me to gender them that way. That is a protection of the First Amendment. Now, in Canada, if you remember, there was a well-known clinical psychologist who was not allowed. He almost lost his tenure at a university, and he almost got fired for essentially saying, I'm not going to obey somebody that says I have to gender them the way they want to be gendered. His name was Jordan Peterson. You know who Jordan Peterson is? Look up Jordan Peterson. This guy is amazing. Very intelligent. You can get a lot out of him when you listen. But, this guy, he stood up, he stuck to his guns. He stood up for what he believed in. And he was right. He was absolutely correct. So this is what we need to do, is we need to stand up to these people and say, look, these are our sacredly held values. You cannot violate that. And we're not telling them, by the way, that they can't believe what they want. They can live their lives the way they wish. If they want to gender themselves any way they want, if they're a male, they want to wear a dress all day, I don't care. That's your life. Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you from living your life. However, if you ask me to change my life, and violate my sacredly held religious and cultural views, then I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. I'm protected as a citizen of the United States of America. I do not have to do it. I'm not required to violate my own sacredly held views. First Amendment, look it up, religious liberty. If my religion tells me, you know what, there's something about that. A woman is a woman and a man is a man. That's what, hey, Judaism and Christianity say that. They don't talk about, what is that, those terms, they use Z or whatever. Look, like I said, if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. Fantastic. I'm not going to stop you. This is America, after all. But the problem is, this is America. Which means you can't make me say that. You can't make me call you that. You don't have the right to do it. It amazes me how these people are they're so unaware of themselves and their pomposity. They're just so pompous and so arrogant. They want to be able to control everything. And that's not the way this works. Freedom means you do you and I'll do me. And sometimes, the twain don't meet. Sometimes we just don't see eye to eye, and that's okay. Again, I don't have hate in my heart. I love all people. I care about all people. But that doesn't mean that I agree with all people. And see, that's the problem. This is another thing. Remember, all of these things are tactics that the left wing uses to not only divide people, but control people. They redefine things all the time. And if you don't like something, if you disagree with something, and say, that's really not part of my lifestyle, they call that hate. And immediately when people think of the term hate, automatically that's a negative connotation. And that's what's happening here. You've got people who are taking that, they're taking it in, especially the younger generation. That's why they're trying to indoctrinate them in schools. Oh, that's hate speech. If you don't agree with a certain lifestyle, you're a hater. That's hateful. That's evil. That's wrong. There's something wrong with that. Now, there's a Bible scripture I can bring up that says that in the last days, they would call evil good and good evil. So what I'm saying is that's happening today. So if you don't want to subscribe to a particular lifestyle, all of a sudden, you're a hateful person. We're never going to come together as a nation if they don't stop doing this. They're going to have to stop this. They're going to have to admit the truth. And the truth of the matter is that it's not hateful to disagree with someone's lifestyle. It's not. Now, a person can be hateful If they decide they want to harm that person, especially physically, if they want to do something violent because they don't like their life, that is wrong. That is hateful. But again, simply disagreeing with a lifestyle is certainly not hateful. I'll give you an example. I have many friends who I love very much. They have habits I don't like. I don't like smoking habits. I think it's very bad for them. Does that mean I hate them? I might hate the habit. I might hate the cigarettes. But I don't hate them. I love them very much. In fact, I would love for them to stop smoking because it can prolong their life and it'll give them a better quality of life as they live a longer one. So like I said, I mean, we have to stop people. When somebody tells you you're hateful, say, no, it's not hateful to disagree. Because, you could turn that around on them too. If they say, well, I don't subscribe to that, well, I'll say, well, you're hateful towards me then. And for example, if you're a Christian and there's people that hate Christians, especially on the left, a lot of them do, you could say, well, you're a Christophobe. You're a Christophobe. You hate Christians. You got a problem, buddy. You better fix that problem right away. You better do something about that. So in other words, we can turn this around on them. But you know what? I don't really want to do that. I would rather just, as an example, say to them, why are you doing this? I mean, it's not hateful to disagree with somebody. I have friends that are atheists. I have friends that don't believe in Christianity or God for that matter. And what do I tell them? Hey, I love you, man. I care about you. I don't agree with you. I would love to see you, come my way a little bit and start seeing it my way. But if you don't, hey, I can't stop you from living your life. But I do care about you, and I'll do the best I can for you. And see, this should be the attitude of those that are on the opposite side. But here's the problem. There's something going on here that's deeper. It's actually deeper than what you're seeing and, than meets the eye. It's a spiritual battle, guys. There's a dark force that is controlling their thoughts. Think about how hateful they were in the last 4 years when Donald Trump was in the presidency. How hateful can you be? And it's funny, they're still hateful. There are people, I had friends and relatives that literally said they wished that Trump died of COVID when he got COVID. It was a horrible thing to say. It's funny, I would never wish that. I don't even wish that on even my worst enemy on the opposite side. I don't want to see them get sick and die. I don't want to see that at all. I would like to see them get into God's good graces. I would like to see them repent of any wrongdoing, but I certainly don't want to see them get hurt or die or anything bad. That's a terrible thing to say. And I remember when, especially, I was very much against many of the beliefs of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I didn't agree with her at all. She did some things, she believed in some things that I thought were abominable. For one, abortion. I'm against abortion. She was for it. You know what? The day she died, it hurt me in my heart. I didn't like to see that. I don't want to see anybody die. It did hurt me in my heart. I wanted her to be healthy. And I want her to be in God's good graces. And you know what? I hope she is. I don't understand why anybody, even if you disagree with them, even if they've been hateful towards you, I don't understand why they would want the worst. Why wouldn't they want the best for that person and want them to change their thinking and be less hateful? Maybe that's what we should be asking for. Maybe that's what you should, if anybody here that's a leftist or a Democrat, if you're listening to me right now, why don't you take on that viewpoint instead? Why don't you say, you know what? I don't like what you're saying or what you believe in, but I would like to see you, maybe have a more peaceful heart. I want to have one, and I want you to have one. In other words, I want what's best. We may never see eye to eye. We may never be best buddies. We may never hang out. But I don't want you to have a bad life. And I'm the same way with anyone. I don't care who you are. I want you to have a good life. I want you to have a fantastic life. But I also want you to be in God's good graces. But like I said, these people, I've seen so much hate. Another example, the day Rush Limbaugh died, I saw nothing but the spewing of such hatred on all the social media sites. The people that I talked to that didn't like him, oh, he's burning in hell right now, and oh, yeah, they're having a... And I'm thinking, well, most of these people don't even believe in hell, first of all. And a lot of these people They are so hateful that you can't be, I'll say it this way, this is a hard pill to swallow, guys. You ready for this pill? You better get some water. I'll give you a couple seconds to get some water for this pill, because it's a horse pill. It's a big one. You can't be in God's good graces if you hate people. If you're this hateful, you cannot be in God's good graces. And again, it doesn't mean disagreeing with people. You can disagree with everyone. But if you're hateful, like a lot of these left-wing people, God is not in grace with you. He's not giving you grace. He's not going to be receptive to you until you break down and repent. In the Bible, it says that what? God resists the proud. So when you have a proud spirit, like, you know what? Yeah, Russia's dead. That's awesome. That guy was so evil. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait for the orange man to go. This is what these people, the hate that's in their heart, that's what gives them joy. And what's funny is, a lot of their friends and family members who supported Trump, who love conservative values, a lot of those people, they've separated themselves from those people, and now you got a family divided and friends divided, and it may never be the same, unfortunately. And you know what? That's a sad thing, because are you any happier, really? Let me ask you something. I'll ask anybody, I hope. And by the way, those of you who are conservative and listening to me, or you're in the middle of the road, wherever you are, I want you to comment and tell me stories of the people that have also divided you. In other words, what has happened to you for the worst through all of these trials and tribulations, through all of this? I want to hear your stories. But, those of you who are Democrats, if you're listening to this, let me ask you something. Is your life really any better? I don't mean just, I felt it made me feel good that Rush Limbaugh is dead, or it made me feel good that, that Trump's not in the White House anymore. That makes me feel so tingly. It feels so great. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, is your life any better? Did you get a raise at your job? Are you paying less for gas now, or the same as when Trump was in office? Are you happy? Do you see happiness? Do you have a general sense of happiness in your life when you go to work in the morning, or if you're a person who doesn't work because you're getting handouts from Joe Biden? Do you feel better when you get up, in the morning and watch CNN and watch them spew their nonsense? Really, I want to know, and please tell me. I'm not gonna block your statements. I want to hear what you have to say about it, because I'm an equal opportunity, listener here. I want to hear what you have to say. I may disagree with you. I might make a statement of disagreement, but I engage. I like the engagement. I think we learn from each other that way. It's the only way. But you see, the tech giants are trying to shut that off because they don't want engagement, because they think they know it all. Again, they're very proud. They're elitists. They think they know everything, and everybody else has to shut up and listen to them. What usually happens is that they don't listen to criticism, and what happens is they end up making one too many mistakes, and it destroys everything. So really, it's not a good idea to shut everybody off. It's a better idea to engage people, and you can learn from them. They can learn from you too, believe me. But it's just amazing how people are, I can't even believe, I'm not going to go on all night here. I just wanted to comment, and I want you to know, no matter what happens, I've got this battle going on with Twitter and now Facebook constantly. It's, once every couple of weeks they're doing something, they're restricting something. And they didn't even give me a reason this time. They didn't even give me a reason. They just basically said, you're restricted. It's the most amazing. You know how usually they have a reasoning, they tell you. And of course they don't let you talk to them, but at least they give you a reason. This time, no reason, just, we're going to apply. I'm like, this is crazy. This is amazingly crazy. I think, personally, that when we as conservatives, when we comment on somebody's page, especially a famous person's page, like I had a few tussles with George Takei on Facebook. Now, George Takei, remember, he was Sulu on the original Star Trek series. Look, he's entitled to his opinion, and some things I actually agree with him on, but a lot I don't, because obviously he's a leftist, he's a Democrat. So, but I think that when I say anything he doesn't like, I think a lot of times when they complain, they probably have a direct phone line to Mark Zuckerberg, I would say, and of course on Twitter to Jack as well. I'm sure they have direct lines to those people. They probably say, get rid of this guy. I don't like what he's saying to me. Get him out of here. And which is, look, eventually these companies are going to have to change the way they do things, or they're going to go by the wayside, because eventually Americans aren't going to put up with it. We want freedom. We want to be able to speak our minds without all this control, without this iron fist. And I'll say what Princess Leia said in Star Wars to Darth Vader. What did she say? You know, the tighter your grip, the more we will squeeze through your fingers. So I'm telling you right now, that's what's happening right now. They're tightening their grip, and we are squeezing right through their fingers, and they're not going to be able to win this battle. Eventually, what I think will happen, because the government's not going to help. They're not going to defend freedom of speech in this situation. They just don't. They're twisted. They're corrupt. They don't believe in conservative freedom of speech. They don't believe it. So they're probably, more than likely, not going to help us. So I think what's going to happen is the market is going to eventually correct this. What will happen is that these other companies will spring up, and you already have whistleblowers who are leaving these other sites. They're leaving Facebook and leaving Twitter, and they will go work for these new companies, and they will help grow these new communities with better ideas for how the site operates, maybe some fantastic ideas, and maybe even using the blockchain to control a lot of the site instead of, this whole crypto thing is going to be amazing. But like I said, it's going to change. It's a slow process, but it will happen. And when it does happen, you guys, we are going to have a great time. We're not going to have to worry about what these left-wing tech giants are doing. It's not going to matter anymore. They're going to be begging people to come back. They're going to say, wait a minute, we didn't mean it. We'll let you speak. It's your opinion. We're going to let you have your opinions. I know this because when I was a kid, I've been around for a while. When I was a kid, the left wing didn't have much power. They were mostly, hippies? Hippies, singing at different festivals, like, Woodstock. That's essentially the power they had. They didn't have any. And so what would they say? I remember this. I remember in school they would say this. In school, my hippie teachers, you could always tell which ones were hippies, they would say, remember, when you say something, don't state it as a fact. It's just an opinion. Remember, that's just your opinion. And you say that, in my opinion, because that's respectful. Be respectful of people when you speak to them. That's your opinion. You notice how now it's not like that? Now, if you don't speak what the state tells you to believe in, or their fact sheet, what they say, then, that's misinformation. You are a danger to safety. Whenever the government says somebody's a danger to safety, 99 times out of 100, they're lying. What they're saying is, no, we want to control what people believe and what they say. And we want to control the whole narrative and everything around it. But back then, none of these people, including Joe Biden, had any power. So they would say, well, remember, it's just your opinion. Remember, this is just an opinion. Now that they have the power, opinions don't matter. No, it's just what we say as a fact, because we're elitists, we're snobs, we're arrogant, and you're nothing. And so your opinion is not, it's worse than an opinion. It's a lie, and now we're going to control you. We're going to tell you what the truth is. And remember, they did this to Trump. Remember, they shut us all off. I'm going full circle back to, I'm going to talk like what's her name, Jen Psaki there. I'm going to circle back to the beginning of the show here when I was saying that, that these people are shutting us down. They won't let us speak. They're telling us that all these things that Trump said, it's a lie. All these things are lies. They're not true. But little by little, every single one of them has been found to be the truth. And, of course, the next one is the whole election thing. But I'm not going to get into that because I'm not allowed to say it on certain sites. But like I said, so far, remember when he said hydroxychloroquine was safe to try under a doctor's care? And remember, he did say under a doctor's care. He didn't say take it from some fish tank food or whatever it was. That's baloney. That was a lie. He never told anybody to do that. He said under a doctor's care, you can take the hydroxychloroquine. We're not sure how effective it is, but it's safe, and we're going to find out how effective it is. And guess what? You know what we found out after all the media said it was misinformation and it's unsafe to propagate that message? We found out, we already knew it was safe because it had over 40 years of usage. For decades they've been using this stuff, and it's been safe for consumption. Okay, and then we also found out what we knew to be true, that yes, the stuff actually does have some efficacy in helping those that had that sickness, that had the virus. It actually helped many people. And you know what? It could have saved millions of lives around the world. But the media, because they shut that information down and said it was a lie and not true and it was unsafe to do, guess what happened? Now you got people who are probably dead now because of that. So is Donald Trump guilty of killing all those people? Do you think it's Trump? I want you guys to think about that for a minute. I want you to think. Just remember, I love everybody. I care enough to say not only what's from my heart, but I do like to examine things and I like to understand, what is true and what's not true. And even if there's something that I find out that violates my worldview, that says, maybe I should think a little more this way because I've seen the truth in this. It doesn't matter. I would rather stick to the truth, okay, than have my pride and continue the lie. But these people won't do that. These people will not do that. So, I guess enough of me. So, guys, I want you guys to have a great weekend. But before you go, please sign up for my daily mail in your inbox. And again, I have stories galore, as you can see. I have different stories that you can watch from different news sources. It's very important, very important. So, you definitely want to have varying news sources. Although, I'm not talking about CNN. I'm not talking about those that are on the left because right now they're just out of control right now. So, maybe someday they will change. I don't know that though. And until they do, I can't trust them. I just don't. So please, guys, sign up now. Up at the top, you can see that. Do that for me, please, and comment on, tell me your stories about what social media, these tech giants have done to you. I want to hear your stories. Maybe we can all get together, compile our stories, and especially those of you listening who are living in Florida. We have a lot of remedies now in Florida for this because we have a governor that is sympathetic to our cause. We have a legislature here in Florida that's sympathetic to what we're trying to accomplish. So we can get a lot done. So I want to hear the stories because I want to highlight just how terrible this whole experience has been for those of us who don't agree with the mainstream media right now. I really feel bad. I do. I feel bad for everyone that has to deal with this. But enough about me. Just peruse my website, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great stories. I would love to see you guys. And go through a lot of my YouTube and a lot of my Odyssey videos. Have fun with that. I have a lot of stuff that you might not have seen. Enjoy it. Just peruse through. It's really fun stuff. At least I try to be fun. It's hard to have fun in the political climate that we're in today. It really is difficult, and I wish that we didn't have to deal with that. But it is what it is. So, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe to my website, michaelantonio.biz. Ciao, everybody. Have a great weekend. Find something new. There's no other way to let you know it's time for you to go.